Is this not just the most beautiful thing? She is a fantastic voice. So many songs whizzing around in there.
But you got me from my head to my feet, and I'm ready to die.
So quiet in the sound, but like listen to that pitch precision. Oh, goodness me. What lovely control. Kia ora and welcome. My name's Olivia and I'm your vocal coach for today. In today's analysis, we're going to be taking a look at Olivia Dean with Dive Acoustic. She has the most incredible voice, and I don't know a single person in the world at the moment that's not singing, "Come be the man I need, I'll give you man above." Oh my God, that song is living rent-free in my head at the moment. I cannot wait to see what she's up to with this acoustic version. I love looking at these really stripped down versions of people's vocals because you can really see what's going on with their technique. Let's get straight to the video.
It isn't working. I'm a tidal wave of question marks, and you're just surfing, leaning into me like it's a knot. It's so crazy lately. You just understand my feelings, make me see I'm capable and fine and feeling beautified tonight.
Is this not just the most beautiful thing? She is a fantastic voice. So just please do not think that this is sort of like a random setup in her bedroom. This could be her music studio. This could be someone else's music studio. But we never know. We can see the mixer in the background there. This is purely set up to make music. It looks absolutely stunning. You can see there. She's using the microphone that I usually use. It's an SM7B. It's a great microphone for singing into. It tends to, because of this wind filter on the front of it, it does take out a lot of the outside sounds that can come in. Obviously, she's playing an acoustic piano there. So that could be, we don't want that bleeding into the sound. Let's go back on that because we've got this sort of falsetto sound.
It isn't working. I'm a tidal wave of question marks, and you're just surfing, leaning into me like it's a knot. It's so crazy lately.
We get crazy lately. We've got this almost like a sigh that's a bit of falsetto with the vocal folds actually go stiff. So I always do this, and some people don't know what I'm meaning. So the original is actually rock back, crazy lately. And that creates a slightly hollow sound. You can have that increase in the breath flow. You can hear the falsetto.
You're just surfing, leaning into me like it's a knot. It's so crazy lately. You just understand my feelings, make me see I'm capable and fine.
Yeah, fine. This is not the way that I would sing. So I'm not making fun of Olivia. I'm just trying to show you how these sounds would be created. So we've got this ha ha ha. It's just an increase in the pressure at the back of the fine. Now we're never actually working one set of muscles. So when I'm saying that we're increasing the pressure or we're constricting at the back of the throat, I can also feel a little bit of constriction going on there at my tongue. So it's about finding out where you want that constriction to be, what sort of level of that sound that you want to bring into your singing.
See, I'm capable and fine and feeling beautified tonight. I'm ready to dive. Maybe it's the loving in your eyes. I'm here, see through.
So quiet in the sound, but like listen to that pitch precision. Look, Olivia Dean didn't just start her career yesterday. This is a woman who's been practicing her instrument for a very long period of time. Every single one of those notes is perfectly in tune. That's why I look at live performances and why I especially love these types of stripped down acoustic versions, because you can hear exactly what the singer is doing. This is a far better representation of what they're actually doing with their voices than a lot of those more produced versions. And I always see them as being two different types of song, really. This is a really great representation of her vocal technique, and the produced version is actually just, a piece of art within itself. And that includes all of those little pieces of schnick schnack that we're doing to the vocals as well. So she's going in and out of thin vocal folds. That's what she gets.
And feeling beautified tonight. I'm ready to dive. Maybe it's the loving in your eyes. I'm here.
Can you hear? Maybe it's the love in your eyes. I do. The thin vocal folds there. There's a little bit more jazzy in the way that she's singing it. And I say, obviously, we're not getting that like crooner, it's marvelous, never a moon days. We're not getting that crooner side of the jazz. We're getting that thin vocal with lots of vocal tilt. And then, what's vocal tilt, Zoe? Ugh. Lots of thyroid tilt. So the thyroid is here. It's where the vocal folds live. Getting all ahead of myself here. And with that thyroid tilt, that helps it sound more sung. And that's kind of what maybe it's the love in your eyes after. That level of thyroid tilt with this kind of thin vocal folds is very indicative with this sort of style of like a jazzier sound.
Maybe it's the loving in your eyes. I'm here, see through. And maybe it's the magic in the wine. I'm feeling loose. Maybe it's the fact that every time I fall, I lose it all. But you got me from my head to my feet, and I'm ready to dive. 'Cause the water's warm, ain't nothing wrong, it's alright, yeah.
Oh, goodness me. What lovely control. Her lyrics, I mean, I do encourage you to like listen to this song several times, like away from me jibber jabbering, because she's just listen to the way that she's expressing those lyrics. Look at the heart, look and listen to the heart in this sound. And without that, honestly, like singing is quite meaningless. And we can talk about all the technique in the world, but if we're not actually singing with the meaning and we're not actually trying to say something to our audience, then just forget about it, really. The audience is just going to switch off. It's just going to be a really great vocal exercise and not actually an expression of your feeling. Well, repeating myself there, but you're trying to express something to your audience when you're singing. Let's just listen to that again.
Maybe it's the fact that every time I fall, I lose it all. But you got me from my head to my feet, and I'm ready to dive.
So we see quite a relaxed posture in the way that she's sitting there. Now, someone can only really reach that sort of like higher level of like relaxedness because they've gone in and put in all of the practice in beforehand. So she's put in the hard work. So it's not about practicing like this. You're practicing with sitting up tall, looking straight ahead. And then when you get so good at your song that it's really ingrained in your being, then you get what is ingrained in your being. When you've practiced for a very long time, then you can start to see if changing your posture makes any difference to the sound. But she's singing quite low in volume, which would say we're not seeing a lot of work going on here in the neck, which would say to me that it is also relatively low effort for her to sing this part of the song.
And I'm ready to dive. 'Cause the water's warm, ain't nothing wrong, it's alright, yeah. I'm coming out and diving in tonight. I feel like it's crazy lately. You just understand my feelings, make me see I'm capable and fine.
This is just, obviously she's written the song for herself, right? So you can hear the hazy, saily, so she's flipping from this falsetto sound down into a closed, thicker vocal fold quality. Now, although it's low, it is still thicker vocal folds, okay? I know sometimes that can blur the lines between what is chest voice and what is not chest voice, but I actually have a lesson for you all about the chest voice down in the description below. Chest voice doesn't really have anything to do with the volume. The volume volume is due to the knock-on effect of how thick the vocal folds are. So I go really in depth in that 3-day chest voice challenge for you down in the description below to really show you how to build that up in your voice. Let's just watch this again. I want you to notice the way that she's switching between that breathier sound and that sort of slightly less breathier sound, because it has a lot to do with the placement of these notes in her voice.
See, I'm capable and fine and feeling beautified tonight. I'm ready to dive. Maybe it's the loving in your eyes I'm here, see through. And maybe it's the magic in the wine, 'cause I'm feeling loose. And maybe it's the fact that every time I fall, I lose it all. But you got me from my head to my feet, and I'm ready to die.
Oh my goodness me. Okay, but maybe it's I'm kind of getting a little muddled up with other songs in my head. So many songs whizzing around in there. So when we're talking about making these breathier and less breathier, so let's call it falsetto for the breathier sounds, and that transition of going back down into more of a chest voice quality has a lot to do with where this is placed within the voice. So we're wanting to make sure that those higher notes are being sung above the natural passaggio, and those lower notes are being sung below the natural passaggio. And the passaggio is actually this sort of, I always call it the Bermuda Triangle between the chest voice and the head voice. We actually only have one voice, but it's sort of this strange coordination that ends up happening because one set of muscles is giving way to the other set of muscles, kind of like as if I'm opening up my arm and my bicep is giving way to my tricep, and likewise when I close my arm, my tricep is giving way to my bicep. So when that changeover of that muscle tension ends up causing that passaggio to be ends up causing the passaggio, but that's what causes it to be unstable. And that's what we train in singing lessons. And that needs to be looked at really like on a one-to-one basis. So you can apply for singing lessons down in the description below. If you're like, shit, Zoe, my lower register, my upper register feel like two different voices, or if you're just wanting to work on that passaggio to really strengthen it, then you need to look at one-to-one lessons. But the placement of this song is right in that sweet spot of me. Hey, is the love in your eyes I see. So she's in that sort of sweet spot where she can easily just change up into that head voice. Because if it was down low, for example, maybe it's the love in your eyes I see. Can you hear how even, I've gone very low, but that would be, it would be weird. It doesn't have that sort of nice timbre change to it. And that's very important to make sure the placement of the song fits your particular voice.
Diving into you, diving into me. Wanna swim good and I wanna swim deep. I'm diving into you, diving into me. Maybe it's the loving in your eyes I'm here, see through. And maybe it's the magic in the wine, 'cause I'm feeling loose. And maybe it's the fact that every time I fall, I lose it.
Oh, wow. So this is, again, you're like, but Zoe, she's sang in a thicker vocal fold quality that I know. But this is the beauty of the placement of the sound. It is in a place where the passaggio naturally wants to flip, but it's still in a place of her voice where she can hit, maybe it's the loving in your eyes I see, where she can get that slightly thicker vocal fold further up in the range. She's just singing really freaking quietly. And that is what really helps in this moment. So, hey, it's the loving in your eyes I see. So when you're putting it in that lovely space of your voice, it allows for these changes to kind of happen naturally. But I'm saying naturally because it's with a lot of training of knowing where those places are in your voice and not just going like, oh, it's around the sea. Yeah. It might be, this might be a really terrible key for you. You might need to change it. But play. There's no such thing as an original key. It's just like literally, unless you're talking about musicals and operas, right? Like pop songs, it's just literally the key that the singer has chosen to sing it in for that recording.
I'm feeling loose.
Can you hear these little pops? I feel. I can't do them because I don't have her morphology. Like I don't have her particular like voice, so I don't make those little pops like she does. But those they're like feel little glottals. I feel it too. Little glottal onsets where the vocal folds are closing between those notes. It's a lovely coloring technique.
Maybe it's the magic in the wine, 'cause I'm feeling loose. Maybe it's the fact that every time I fall, I lose it all. But you got me from my head to my feet, and I'm ready to dive right into you. I'm ready to dive right.
Perfect example of how you can make really small changes. But she's captured our interest. I don't know about you, but she definitely captured my interest in terms of those vocal changes. Very slight, like little bit more legato now. She's brought it up a tiny bit in the I needed to. And she's using less of those flips in there. So what does that say about it? I'm sorry. I'm like asking you a question as if you're like really in lessons with me. You can answer me in the comments if you want what the difference is. I'll give you a second. So essentially what we're doing there is she's adding in the volume, but that's creating the interest that makes us stay. It's not about like changing things every 5 minutes, but this is what we've learned for many moons. I don't want to say millennia because that would just be like, I don't know about singing back then, but like a very, very long time. We talk about creating interest in our singing voice, but it has to do with the emotional stakes that are going on. We have to think like we're having a conversation with someone. If you're saying the same words to someone over and over again, generally you change the way that you're saying them, because if you say it the same way, no one's really going to be listening. So listen to this again. She's picked it up a little bit. You can also see she's joined in a little bit more with her body.
And I'm ready to dive right into you. I'm ready to dive right into you. Every time I fall, I lose it all. But you got me from my head to my feet, and I'm ready to die.
Oh, I love recordings like that. Honestly, that just made me so happy because I just really love it that an artist of like, I know she's been doing this for a really long time. Like you can hear it. Her voice is just, it's so settled. All of these notes, they're just like bang on. She's been working at this for a really, really long time. And I love when artists who have been like slogging away and just like, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So she's incredible. So if you want to reach like Olivia's level of singing, you've got to get out there and practice. I want you to be practicing your scales, your arpeggios. I want you to be working on your voices, but it's not just about doing like random exercises. For example, in this song, I fought to. So terrible pitching there, Zoe, but like forgive me, it's early. So I would want you to practice going from falsetto down into a chest voice quality, so that we're really getting that sense of that yodel, and then we really pull it back in terms of the volume. But that needs to be looked at really on a one-to-one basis, but also I've got all the steps for you to go do this, and show you technically how you create those sounds on their own and then bring them together. So you can apply for lessons down in the description below. I would love to see you for our 2026 cohort of singers inside the Vocal Academy. We had our first masterclass today and I'm so excited. Honestly, just love having the singers inside. So you can join down in the description. So when we've got this so important that we're keeping the volume really low there for that falsetto. It sounds breathy and it sounds like there's an increase in breath. There is, because the vocal folds are actually opening and they go stiff. It's not about pushing a whole bunch of air. So especially contemporary singers out there, the microphone is also a huge part of your instrument. I want you to practice with it. I want you to find out, what does the sound do? What changes when I go close, when I go further away? What is this doing to affect my sound? Wow. Olivia Dean, she's absolutely incredible. Just remember, anyone can learn to sing, and that's what we're here for. Check out some more Olivia Dean up here. And remember, you're amazing. Happy singing. Ka kite anō.